Before we begin, a few important words. This recording is intended for relaxation, personal development, and general well-being. It is not therapy, it is not medical treatment, and it is not a substitute for professional care from a licensed healthcare provider. No specific results are promised or guaranteed. Every person's experience is unique, and what you take from this session is entirely your own. If you are dealing with a medical condition, a mental health concern, or are currently receiving treatment of any kind, please continue to work with your healthcare provider. This recording is meant to complement your well-being, never to replace professional guidance. Hypnosis recordings, while effective for many people, are not a replacement for working one-on-one with a trained and highly skilled clinical hypnotherapist. If you are dealing with a specific issue and would like personalized help, I invite you to visit phobiafree.life and schedule a free consultation with a certified clinical hypnotherapist. Before we begin, this recording contains hypnosis. Please do not listen to this while driving, operating machinery, or doing anything that requires your full attention. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you can simply relax, undisturbed, for the duration of this session. If at any time you need to be fully alert, you can simply open your eyes, take a deep breath, and return to full waking awareness immediately. Find yourself in a comfortable position now. And you don't need to do anything in particular, just allow your body to settle the way it naturally wants to when given permission to simply be still. You might notice the weight of your body against whatever is supporting you right now. And isn't it interesting how you never really noticed that support before, and yet it was always there? Your eyes can remain open, or they may find their own way to close, and some people find their eyes closing almost before they expect them to, and that's perfectly fine, because your unconscious mind always knows exactly what it needs. With each breath you take, you don't even have to try to relax, because relaxation isn't something you do, it's something you allow, and your body already knows how. Perhaps you notice a gentle heaviness beginning in your shoulders, or maybe it starts somewhere else entirely. It doesn't matter where it begins, only that it spreads slowly, naturally, the way warmth spreads through your hands on a cold day, without any effort at all. And as that comfortable feeling continues to deepen, your mind may begin to drift a little, the way it does in those moments just before sleep, when thoughts become softer, less urgent, more like clouds passing than anything requiring your attention. You don't need to follow every word I say. In fact, your unconscious mind is already doing exactly what it needs to do, and your conscious mind is welcome to rest. With every breath out, just a little more comfortable, a little more settled, a little more yours. And when you're ready, we can go somewhere quite wonderful together. Your voice matters. I know that might sound like something from a motivational poster, but I mean it literally. Your actual voice, the sound you make when you open your mouth and say what you think. That voice, the one you've been holding back, softening, qualifying, apologizing for, that voice matters, and the world needs to hear more of it. The problem isn't your voice. The problem isn't your ideas. The problem is the filter between what you think and what you say. That filter that catches everything and says, "Don't say that, it's stupid. Don't speak up, they'll judge you. Don't be too loud, too direct, too confident." That filter was installed by someone who was afraid. Maybe a teacher, maybe a parent, maybe a bully, maybe just years of being in environments where speaking up got punished instead of rewarded. And the filter has been running ever since, catching your best thoughts, your strongest opinions, your most authentic words, and replacing them with maybe, sort of, I think, I'm not sure, but tonight we're loosening that filter. First, your feeling. What would it feel like to speak without the filter? Not recklessly. You don't want to say everything that crosses your mind, but freely, with the quiet confidence of someone who trusts their own voice, who knows that what they have to say is worth hearing. Whatever that feeling is for you. Find a time you felt it. Maybe it was a time you were talking about something you know deeply, your area of expertise, your passion, and the words came easily because you weren't performing. You were just sharing what you know, and your voice was clear and steady and yours. Or maybe it was a heated moment, a time when you spoke up because you couldn't not speak up, and the words came out with a force that surprised you. And afterward, you didn't feel embarrassed. You felt alive, because for once the filter was off and the real you was speaking. Or maybe it was with someone safe, a friend, a partner, a child, where words flowed without calculation, where you said what you meant and meant what you said and never once wondered, did that come out right? Because with that person, everything comes out right. Or your own moment. Find it. Let the feeling return. And notice where it lives in your body, not in your head, in your throat, in your chest, in the breath that supports your voice. Feel those areas opening, softening, the throat widening, the chest expanding, the breath deepening, because speaking with confidence is a physical act, and your body is preparing for it right now. Let it grow. Let that openness spread until your whole body feels like a clear channel, from your mind, through your heart, through your throat, and out into the world. No blockages, no filters, no apologies, just you expressed. Now, here's something important about confident speaking. People who speak with confidence don't speak louder, they don't speak faster, they don't use bigger words. No, they speak slower, they pause, they take up space. They allow silence between their sentences because they're not afraid of silence. Silence is where authority lives. The person who fills every gap with words is the person who's afraid the silence will expose them. The person who lets the silence breathe is the person who trusts that what they've said is enough. And that's a skill you can learn, not in your head, but in your body. Your body can learn to be comfortable with silence, to stand still while speaking, to make eye contact without flinching, to let your voice drop to its natural pitch instead of rising at the end of every sentence like a question you're not sure you're allowed to ask. And your body is learning it right now. And that feeling, amplify it. Double it. Feel your voice becoming something you trust completely, not because it's the loudest in the room, because it's the most authentic. double it again. Until speaking feels as natural as breathing, because that's what it is, breathing with meaning, air pushed through vocal cords with intention. That's all a voice is, and yours is ready. And you might try, right now, to feel that old hesitation. That moment before speaking where the filter kicks in and says, "Don't." And notice how the filter has gone quiet, not because you destroyed it, but because you've given yourself permission to speak, and permission is louder than the filter. Now, imagine a moment. A meeting, a conversation, a presentation, a moment where you have something to say. And you say it clearly, calmly, without hedging, without apologizing, without that upward inflection that turns every statement into a question. You just say it, and then you stop and let the silence hold what you've said. And people hear you, really hear you, because your voice, your real voice, has weight. And each time you speak this way, each time you choose your voice over the filter gets thinner, your voice gets stronger, your presence gets clearer, until speaking with confidence isn't something you try to do, it's just how you communicate. And now, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And you can choose. Open your eyes, voice ready, throat open, something worth saying and the confidence to say it. Or drift into sleep, your unconscious mind rehearsing this new way of speaking, this new way of being heard all night. Whatever you choose is exactly right. 1. Your voice is yours, it's ready. 2. The filter is thinning, the real you is coming through. 3. Coming up or going deeper, the openness stays. 4. Almost there, clear, open, heard. 5. Eyes opening, ready to speak, ready to be heard, or eyes staying closed, the voice strengthening, the filter dissolving all night. Whichever you chose, your voice matters, and it's time the world heard it.